Alright, I just got done picking this old Corbin rim cylinder, and I thought that it deserved its own video because it was actually pretty difficult. It's a 5-pin lock, and it's pretty old. It's got a cast body, and over here you got 1190 or 0611, I'm not sure. Yeah, very nice. I had to pry the back piece off, and it broke the screw. There's only one screw holding it on. This was all rusted, so oh well. Yeah, it's all orangey back there. Look at the face. That's great. It's been around a long time. So there's some kind of strange key pins in here because I don't know, I have to pick this guy around a few times to get pins set. Right, and the keyway is kind of got some nice warding in there too, so I have to pick off of here up into the pins. Sometimes I get a full set too, so I'm thinking there's some spool drivers, maybe like the ones I saw before, and maybe different, I don't know. But, you know, sometimes you take a look at these older locks, and you think they're just gonna open up without any type of resistance, but in this case this thing is really difficult, and the warding has a little bit to do with it, I think, because I can't pick from the bottom, and sometimes I slide off of this little ledge here. Alright, using a short hook in 15 thousandths. And I'm just looking for kind of like a full set or some maybe I'll try to pick it counterclockwise. I think I'm just going to open this thing up and just realize it's just all rust inside here. Maybe that's what's keeping me out. A slight turn of the core. It's always a good sign. A little more turn. It's still not open. So there's definitely security pins in here. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably like the drivers in my last video, with a kind of there's a kind of like a shorter side and a longer side, and I think they're just dropped in there randomly. Alright, at this point I'm going to switch to a 25 thousandths short hook and try to see what's binding in here. So I'm not really getting any kind of feedback. Oh shit. Alright. not sure if I said it. Alright, so pin 1 is definitely set. I think that's a high cut. Pin 4 I can't even get past from the higher ledge. Okay. Just gonna turn it back slightly. So I still have a full set here. Just barely getting under pin 4. Oh, and I got counter rotation, and then I'm open. Alright, so let's see what's in this thing. And I'm going to be careful not to dump the core out because the tailpiece was all rusted. So it is a 5-pin lock. Number 1 had a ball bearing, and so did number 2. And so did number 3. Okay, so otherwise the pins are normal. Alright, so 1, 2, and 3 had ball bearings. Otherwise the plug looks normal. It's actually machined pretty well for an older lock. And alright, we'll see what these drivers look like. Alright, yeah, just a spool kind of like the other Corbin. Oh, number 4 was stuck. And then I popped him out. Alright, so they were all just spools except for number, what is that, number 5. And there's ball bearings in 1, 2, and 3. Alright, looks like it's beveled on the top. Okay, maybe that's why it was a little harder. Looks like these are all beveled at the shear line. You see if there's like a little dot on there, that's where it contacts the ball bearing. So 1, 2, and 3 are beveled, and so is 4. That's interesting. And so is 5. And then the regular driver is also kind of beveled, although there's a piece of metal stuck to him. Okay. I think he was in there like that. And the little beveled part was pushing towards the shear line. And then these spools are just regular spools, although they're like the other ones, they're kind of different on there's a longer side and a shorter side. So for an older lock, this was actually a pretty difficult pick, and I think a lot of it has to do with this this modified key pin, this beveled pin. I'm not sure why it's like that. Very interesting, but nonetheless a very good lock. I think I'm just going to clean it out a little bit. There's a bunch of gunk in there. I don't have a key for this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to make one. This is actually a really challenging lock. Thanks for watching, and when you see an older lock, don't just assume that it's going to be an easy pick like I did. Some of them are actually pretty difficult. Like this one, I would say is pretty difficult for what I would consider like an antique. Okay, thanks for watching and happy picking.